Hello, everybody, and good afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and bring this video up in front. Guys, I am here with Heather, and we are going to be talking about Go for Gold. And the reason why I do these videos, I always let you guys know ahead of time. The reason why I do these videos is because if I am ever in life going to spend any time or money on anything, what I do is I check testimonials and I check what it's doing for other people. Because quite frankly, I could tell you until I'm blue in the face what I mean to do when I create these, what my expectation is and how I would love to be able to help you. But you guys, if that isn't actually happening, then you need to know it, right? So that's why we have these conversations with people that are actually in the courses, and then you can see what it's doing for them. So Heather, that said, remind me how long you've been in Young Living.
Really good question. Going on 5+ years, and I really didn't do the business at the beginning that much. I just was a product user that fell in love, and kind of by chance, I had somebody underneath me that was interested in the products, and it just kind of grew from there. So kind of by chance, but I love everything Young Living's about, and their products, they're awesome. I couldn't be happier with the company.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Obviously, I mean, I totally agree with you. So how was your business building before that? So like if you kind of accidentally happened into the business side of things, what kind of things had you looked into previous for gold, as you were trying to get maybe an understanding of what the business side looks like or how to build that out? With intention, maybe?
That's a really good question. I don't think before Go for Gold I really had anything. And so it was kind of haphazardly just doing things that they say is good, that will help you grow. And I think the thing that I feel like I was always preached to was classes, in-person classes, in-person classes. Well, classes are great, but there's other more efficient ways to grow. And that's what I love about your program, is I feel like it really teaches to meeting people based on their needs of where they're at individually, and pulling in those right people, which for me, as a builder, I don't really have a hard time growing necessarily and getting new people. Maybe consistently keeping them product users and educated, maybe a little bit weaker in that realm. But I felt like I was just doing things, but not really getting to where I wanted to be until I did Go for Gold. So
yeah, you guys, if you're watching this and you're like, I just really don't even know what Go Gold is. Go for Gold is the system that I created for my team to plow through gold in 6 months. And just so you guys have a benchmark of what that means, gold typically takes between 4 and 5 years to hit. So it's a system that allows you to, you can just work the system. It's not just throwing noodles at the wall to see what sticks. And then one thing worked one day, and then it didn't work the next day, and you're like, well, now I don't know what to do, right? What that does is, in my opinion, increases anxiety and a feeling of not really having ownership and control over your own business, which, if you're really putting everything into it, to feel out of control and like you don't have ownership over it, I'm not sure that there's anything scarier than that. If you're putting all of your eggs in that basket and saying, hey, I'm going to do this thing, and then just being scared about it, that's rough. So were you ever, I don't know, I don't remember if I've ever asked you this. Were you ever on the fence about Go for Gold? Like, did you see it and then you were like, I don't know?
No, I liked your vibe. I feel like you know, with your background and what you've done before and your knowledge and your confidence, I didn't really question it. A friend introduced me to it. That's a cross-line individual. And she was like, oh, we got to check this out. And knowing that there was a system in place that I could do each day and build that without having to follow up 24/7, but still reaching them with the groups that we had, was so insightful and promising. I was like, no, I'm going to go for it. And it's been awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Well, what would you say is your biggest point of growth after Go for Gold? Like whenever after you took it and you're starting to implement the things, and I'm not even sure that you fully implemented it yet. But after you started implementing the things, what's the biggest piece of growth that you could say has happened because of Go for Gold?
I mean, I think the biggest thing that I've seen, like summertime tends to be a slower sell season in general. So for me, being in Young Living, my summer sales would be down, but they're not. They're staying very consistent. I have people reaching out. I have people commenting. I think having, you're so great about really aligning, what's your bat signal? Who are the people that should come into it? And having those groups set up helps that communication increase and their education to increase to feel confident in coming to you. So I think that's the biggest thing that I've seen is just building that foundation of consistency and a strong base to build upon. And I'll be honest, like I got it in December or January. So I've had it for a while, but I just popped out my specialty group like, oh gosh, 2 weeks ago. And it's going great. Yeah. I've had my lead group for a little bit longer. So finding people, and with the curiosity posts too, and your lead magnets that you teach, that's pulling those people in that fit your bat signal. And so then flipping them to members. So it's been awesome.
Yeah. It's all a system, and it's not something that what I hear a lot of people say whenever they finally see like what it is that I'm teaching and they see it, they're like, some people anyway, are like, I knew about all of these things. I knew that existed, but I didn't know how to put them together. And that's where Go for Gold is like, okay, here's how the puzzle fits together. Here's how it works. Because until then, they're puzzle pieces that are strewn across the floor and you can't see the picture, right? So it actually shows you, now let's put this together so you can actually see how it's supposed to work for your business. Heck yeah. Boom. I love it. I love it. Awesome. Cool. Well, what would you say to somebody that is on the fence? And then we'll go ahead and let you have the rest of your day, and these nice folks have the rest of their day too.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you're kind of in a point in a business, especially if you've been in it for a while, like I have, that you kind of, like you mentioned, there's so many pieces, but it's not flowing, and you're doing this, but you're not really following up. You're not building that education like you want. And it just smooth line everything so that it's consistent, that it's easy. I mean, you can go in day to day. I'm not spending hours doing the system, but I'm being effective. Because like you say, I mean, you can do this in an hour to 2 hours a day, as well as building, your knowledge and information, really at the price point that you have. Like, it's a steal for everything that you get. I mean, honestly, because you walk us through it. I mean, you really do. And so it makes everything just like a guidebook. Here you go. Now run with it. And you just can't beat that.
Do this thing.
Yeah. There's like really, I don't know of anything else out there that's like this. So
yeah. Well, heck yeah. Well, thank you so much for spending your little bit of your afternoon with me. I love to see you. Everybody, you guys have the best day ever. If you have questions about Go for Gold, ask them here, ask them wherever you want. There's there's thousands of people in it at this point. So everybody's happy to help out and whatever. But you guys have the best day. Heather, you have the best day also, okay?
Thank you. See ya.
Bye-bye.